Hello and welcome to the channel where we talk about all things card games and chill with friends. My name is Liam and today I want to share with you my Lamy Nene deck profile. Now if you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, and if you enjoyed this video, please let me know by hitting that like button. Check out my other socials, those links in the description, and if you want to support the channel, please consider joining and becoming a member by hitting that join button down below. But let's jump straight into it. Now before I do, I want to take a moment. I finally sorted out my backdrop. Look how good it is. I've done these wall of card things. I've got 2 posters up so far. I've got a 3rd one still to do. I need more cards for that. I need to wait for set 4 to come in. But yeah, we finally have all the Hololive cards over there. And yeah, I'm very happy with it. And I've tidied the back. It actually looks like a functioning office. I wish I was that functioning. I do want to do a shout out to Eagle Eyed Gamer for basically allowing me to do this. He basically he does loads of case openings, and he basically sends me one of every card, which is, without that I literally wouldn't be able to make this wall of cards. So thank you, Eagle. I really appreciate you. As well as that, I just want to do a reminder for the giveaway that I'm doing for after hitting 3,000 subscribers, which I'm now at 3,400. Huh? But if you haven't already, I'll put a link to the video up there, and you can make sure that you enter before the 31st of July in order to have the chance of winning a quarterly subscription to my sponsor Ultra Rare Emporium, and have the chance of winning a sealed booster box of English Blooming Radiance, the first set of the Hololive OCG. Let's get into the deck profile. The deck profile I want to share with you today is Lamy Nene. Now, this is quite an interesting deck in the sense of, I think the cards are really good, and when the deck pops off, it really does pop off. So obviously we are running the Lamy Oshi, which has the Oshi skill. For 1 cost, you may, if your HOLOMEM is downed during your opponent's turn, you may return 1 fan attached that HOLOMEM to your hand, which is kind of nice. But the SB Oshi skill is what's really nuts about this card. For 3 cost, Vroom Body, you may once per game choose one of your HOLOMEMs named Yukihana Lamy, and until the end of this turn, whenever that HOLOMEM deals special damage to a single opposing HOLOMEM, that damage is increased by 100. And then when the chosen HOLOMEM downs one of your opponent's HOLOMEMs during this turn, draw 2 cards. Now, it's important to note that the plus 100 damage to a single HOLOMEM, that can happen multiple times. So it's a matter of, if you are able to use that HOLOMEM to do special damage and deal 100 damage through one effect, and then you're able to bloom on top of it and then attack, and that attack does an additional bit of special damage which targets a single HOLOMEM, that will also gain an additional 100 damage. And not only that as well, the draw 2 stacks. So what this deck can do is it can down 3 HOLOMEM at once with 1 HOLOMEM, and if you're able to do that, you draw 6 cards. It's really, if you get that exact situation, it is really good, and I'll try and show you how that exact situation actually happens. Onto the cheer deck, we have 13 blue and 7 yellow, because we are running the Nene line, which requires yellow. It's a pretty equal-ish cheer line, but you are wanting to prioritize your blues because the Lamy is important. But fortunately, because the Lamy needs is a single guaranteed blue and the other cheers doesn't matter, you get away with doing a bit more of an even split. Moving on to our HOLOMEMs, we have 5 copies of the unlimited debut Lamy. We have 4 copies of the debut collab effect Lamy, 4 copies of the first idol Lamy, 4 copies of the collab effect first bloom Lamy, and 4 copies of the second bloom Lamy. Now these cards are really, again, this is your Lamy line. You want to make sure you're seeing enough, so you got 9 debuts, 8 firsts, and 4 seconds. The first debuts are pretty good. The collab effect is really nice because it allows you to on collab, if you do not have a Yukimin attached to any of your Lamys, you can attach one from your deck. So this is a fantastic turn 1 card and getting that collab out. Normally your center position will be either your Nenes or your other unlimited debut Lamys. The other debut, the unlimited Lamy, basically just does 20 damage and allows you to deal 10 special damage to wherever you like, which is really nice. The first blooms themselves, again, so the idle outfit is all about, again, doing extra damage. So it does 30 or 40 base damage, and then an additional bit of special damage as well. And then the collab effect is on collab. If you have a Lamy with Yuki-Bin attached, you may deal 20 special damage anywhere. And then you can deal 50 damage with its arts for 1 blue, 1 colorless. Now, this card is vital for the taking down 3 HOLOMEMS in 1 turn, because you basically use your SP Oshi skill on the first bloom whammy. You then collab with it, deal 120 damage, and then you can bloom onto it with the second bloom Lamy, and then still do the actual art damage, which is 120 base. And then the actual effect to do detach a cheer and deal 30 damage to a special damage to another HOLOMEM. That is also classed as the same HOLOMEM and will do 130 damage instead of 30. So if you're able to take down a HOLOMEM with the collab effect of the first bloom, then you take down a HOLOMEM with the actual art, and then you also take down another HOLOMEM with the special damage of the art effect. And that's how you get the 3 HOLOMEMs down in 1 turn, because you're doing basically 120, then 130, and then another 130. It also has advantage to red, plus 30, plus 50, which at the moment we are seeing quite a strong red meta, with Marine being a deck at the moment, or Marine variants, proven to be very strong right now. This deck is actually really, that lineup is really, really awesome. Moving into the Nene lineup, we have 3 debut Nene, 3 first bloom idle Nene, and 3 second bloom Nene. So the Nene lineup is very, very supporting in this deck. Your Lamy is basically your main engine, and then the Nene just supports you in terms of getting things done. So the debut Nene is for 1 colorless cheer for 10 damage only, but it allows you to search your deck for a Gen 5 HOLOMEM and put it onto your backstage. It's basically an ordinary PC or a normal PC on a art, which is kind of neat. The first bloom Nene is a bit of cheer ramp, where on bloom you get to search your deck. So you choose a HOLOMEM, a Gen 5 HOLOMEM on your stage. You then choose a cheer of the same color from your cheer deck and attach it to any of your Gen 5 HOLOMEM. So again, because this is Gen 5 centric, the Nene cheer is really, really awesome. Finally, we have the second bloom Nene, which has just got 2 basic attacks. It has got a 1 cheer 50 damage art with advantage to white, which is kind of good, and also a 1 blue 1 yellow cheer, second cheer for 50 plus, where it deals additional damage based upon the number of cheers in your archive, which is kind of neat. You're not going to be using the second Nene too much. It is a secondary attacker. You are realistically going to be prioritizing your Lamys, but it is very nice to have. And again, because you then are able to use the first bloom cheer ramp engine, it definitely supports the reason as to why you decide to even use the Nene in the first place. With that, we have 30 HOLOMEMs with a total of 12 debuts, 11 first and 7 seconds. Moving on to our support cards, of course, we have our standard stuff. We have 4 copies of Nodaka. We run 2 copies of Mane-chan, 4 copies of normal PC. We also run 1 copy of the work PC, and the reason why this is fine is because you are running mascots and fans. So it basically allows you to top 4, choose 1 HOLOMEM and 1 fan, mascot, or tool. Run those top 4 cards and put them into your hand, put the rest of the top of your deck. So it's a gravity-esque effect, but it's kind of neat because it gives you access to your mascots or fans when you really need them. Also, a bit more draw engine. We are running 2 copies of Mikorone 24 and 1 copy of Neporabo, which is the gravity of the Gen 5 basically. It lets you top 4 for any Gen 5 HOLOMEMs, which is kind of neat. And then the other cards we run 3 copies of Daifuku, which is the mascot for Lamy, and we run 3 copies of Yuki-Bin, the fan, and that fan is really important. And a lot of people say, like, I've seen a lot of builds run 4 copies of that card. I think 3 is fine because you've got enough ways of getting to it, and if you basically don't see them in your first 4 turns, you're kind of screwed anyway. And I think you've got enough draw engine in the deck, you've got enough search engine in the deck to get those Yukimins pretty consistently. The Daifuku itself is a mascot which gives +10 power to the Holomem with it attached. And then if it is attached to a Yukihana Lamy, it gives the following effect. This Holomem gains 20 HP. So it's a +20 HP to Lamys, plus an additional 10 power, which can be the difference of getting that extra knockout that you want for your second blooms. It's a really good card. It's not quite as busted as the Tatang, but there is a reason why that card got restricted. The Yukimin basically is a fan where any special damage done by the Holomem with this fan attached to your opponent's center Holomem is increased by 10. And again, this could be an additional way, instead of it being only 120 special damage from the collab and 130 damage from the second bloom artifact, you can make this 100, we can basically make +10. And because it's fans, you can attach as many as you want. So you can attach all three to the same Holomem, basically increasing the collab effect to being 150 damage with the Espioshi skill, and the second bloom artifact to 160. So the Yukimins are really, really great for that. You can either distribute them sort of around to ensure that, you know, you've still got Yukimins on your stage for certain effects, which you do need, or you can stack it onto one Holomem and deal maximum damage. But with that, we do have a split of 20 supports, 10 of which are limited and the other 10 non-limited. And that is the deck profile. There will be a gameplay video coming out very shortly in the next few days with showing how this deck works. Admittedly, it didn't quite go in my favor, but it still shows you what the deck can do. But yeah, that is this deck profile. What do you think? Is this a deck that you would be interested in when set 4 comes around to English? And are there any changes that you would make to this list? Let me know in the comments below. But that is the deck profile. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you are new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, please let me know by hitting that like button. Check out my other socials, links in the description. And if you want to support the channel, please consider joining and becoming a member by hitting that join button down below. But apart from that, thank you so much for watching. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.